We'll now bring open meeting at 6:34 p.m. for the Port Arthur Independent School District Board of Trustees. We'll first have public participation. Won't have any. Next, we'll have staff reports by Dr. Porter Reed.
Thank you, President Lofton and board members. Tonight, we are honored to recognize one of our own. We will start from the bottom and go up. So tonight, I'm going to ask Mrs. Marlene Cole to come forward. We have an amazing young man that we want to honor and for his accomplishments. He has yet to arrive, so he is amazing, huh? He's doing something else, okay? So we'll go on with the agenda and we'll wait till he gets here. Okay, I'm gonna ask Mrs. Lott. Okay, here he comes. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, we'll wait till he comes in. He's coming in sharp as a tack, like the old people used to say.
This is Daddy's fault.
Yeah. All right, well, welcome, Mr. Gardner. All right. He comes straight to the mic, so you know he's a performer, huh? Okay, wait, Mr. Gardner, we have to have you introduce first, so just stand right there. So, once again, we'll ask Mrs. Cole, Fine Arts Director for the Port Arthur Independent School District, to let everyone know why we're here this evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Portery, President Lofton, board members, executive team members. Thank you all for this opportunity to sing the praises of one of our most outstanding performers. Kaylin Gardner, Jr. is a Wilson Early College student. He is a varsity football player. He is an actor, he is a singer, he is a soloist, he is a psalmist. He is anything that you want a student to be. He is mannerable. He is charming. He represents our city and our district beautifully wherever he goes. And it is an honor to stand here today to present this honor to him. As we know, the UIL competition track is very, very tenuous. It's arduous, it's difficult. In order to qualify to compete in this competition, students must earn a Division I rating on a Class 1 solo. It is difficult on the local level where it is adjudicated by high school adjudicators, but on the state level at the University of Texas at Austin, much like our track and field players, they are adjudicated by collegiate level judges. The judging is more rigid. They're looking for more. Frequently, students can earn scholarships on the spot. We normally have about 25 to 35,000 students participating in this state level competition. At the end of their performance, they receive a rating. But at the end of the competition, the adjudicators get together and nominate students whom they feel embody the best of what the artistry is intended to do. It is intended to serve as a multidisciplinary link to all of the academic areas while promoting the artistry and the creativity that is within. Having said that, I'm going to step aside and introduce his choir directors because she's relatively new to the district. You all have seen her name on all of your documentation, but I think that many of you have yet to meet her. So I want to introduce Mrs. Adriana Hutchison, Memorial High School, and of course, the accompanist who needs no introduction, Mr. Darius Spears. There's no instrument that Mr. Spears doesn't play, and Mr. Gardner holds us all to a higher level because he showed up ready. He comes from a long line of performers, and he is just that student that you want to serve as the hallmark for what your district represents. And so with that being said, Mr. Caitlin Gardner, Jr., it is my honor on the behalf of Port Arthur Independent School District to award you with this trophy, naming you the first ever Port Arthur Independent School District Fine Arts Vocal Performer of the Year for 2024. Well deserved. Well deserved. Well deserved. Along with that, Mrs. Brent has something from UIL, a commendation from UIL. Mrs. Brent, would you please come and share that? And then afterwards, Dr. Portery, if we can hear from you with your special. Thank you.
Good evening. The letter states, on behalf of the University Interscholastic League, please allow me to congratulate you for being selected as an outstanding performer at the 2024 Texas State Solo and Ensemble Contest. We are so proud of Kalen. He has shown his talents from the very first moment I met him as a freshman, and he has continued to blossom. So his judge was also thrilled when he opened his mouth during the first note. She could not believe her ears at how well-rounded and how beautiful his voice was, that after he completed his solo, she had to take a moment to pause and write down just a couple of notes, but applaud him with how amazing his voice was.
Board, I know that I'm saying a lot about this, but I do want to point out that Kalen Gardner Sr., who is also with us, earned this award several years back. I think that some of you were in school with him. He earned this award, and so to see the mantle passed from father to son is a beautiful thing. With all of the things that we are seeing in our world today, I'm so honored and blessed that Port Arthur students are gaining and gleaning from the best of the best, and that's what they're projecting forward. So that's another reason that we're here today. I think that it bears merit that they both sang the same song. That's right. Dr. Portery. Give me to hold that for you. I'll give you that.
Mr. Gardner, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the 8,000 students and 1,500 employees of the Port Arthur Independent School District, we want you to know just how proud we are of you. Kayla, let me tell you something. It is not easy to be a teenager in 2024. With everything that is going on, you have mastered still being who you are. And you are an incredible young man.
Yes.
From the time you were this high, you have not veered, you have not swayed. You have still been the incredible, wonderful, smart, respectful young man that people expect you to be now. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of all of us, your parents, your friends, your godmother up there, we want to present you with this award, this medal. Again, it's called, it says University Interscholastic League State.
Yes.
You are amongst the greatest, because you are the greatest.
That's
because you're Continue to do what you're doing. We look forward to hearing great things.
Just a second. If possible, could Mr. Gardner and his family get a picture with?
And I think Ms. Godmother has something for him.
Yes.
Yes, I do. I want to be the first.
And we definitely have to hear from Mr. Godmother.
You want to go first? You want me to go first? Okay. Yes, I'm so excited and proud. Look, I'm trying not to get emotional because he is such a good kid. And y'all don't understand. That was my first godchild, and he is made me so proud because you could be doing anything else, KJ, but you're doing what you're doing. You're not. Your mom says all the time, everybody cheer for football. She say that all the time, and that's true. But you are A1 on the field, off the field, in the classroom, in the church, at home, everywhere, at my house, everywhere you go, you shine, and I'm so proud of you. And I have something for you from the Johnsons, Coach Q, Cortland, Kiana, Lynn, and I want to give you this because you deserve it. And I want you to keep being the great person that you are.
Okay, hold on, we have some people want to say some things to you, Caleb. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm letting Miss Johnson do the crying. I'm not gonna cry. But man, I can say so much about little Kalen. I've been around since he's in his mama's womb, and you know, you're not my godchild. I fought the mom and daddy for that, but I consider you as my nephew. You know I give you a hard time sometimes when your daddy, because we talk about you about football, but we give you a hard time. But like Ms. Johnson said, you can be doing a whole bunch of everything else. But one thing I can say, you're rooted and grounded in the Lord. You're a strong believer. I see you shouting at church and at church doing the thing. Just when your daddy started that same thing, and look what your daddy is, a pastor. So I'm looking for you to be a pastor somewhere down the line and follow your daddy's footsteps. But if you're doing wonderful things, great things, and you're so mature, y'all. It's crazy because I've been seeing KJ grow up from a baby. I thought that boy was a senior this year. The way he acts, I thought he was a senior. And they're like, no, he coming back. But I want to commend your mom, your dad, the whole village. I see the whole village over there that helped raise him. And trust me, I know there's a whole village that helped raise you. And man, you're an awesome guy. But before I end this, you are a performer. You came dressed up to perform. So, but after the family take a picture, and I do believe we have time, we would like to hear that solo that you rendered for state competition. Just a little portion of it, not all of it, but just enough to give us that feeling. And if you can do that for us tonight, we will sure be good. Because everybody's saying how great this voice is. I want to hear that song that you sing so better than your daddy. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. If you can get that to us, and I can't do it for us, all right, thank you.
Anybody else? Oh. The what? Oh, no, I just want to say congratulations. I've been knowing you for a long time. And just look at the village that you have, the support you have. You know, that's what people don't understand about our people here in Port Arthur is our kids have support. They have extended families, uncles, aunts, everything, teachers. We just got to put forth the effort and put them in the right situation so they can succeed in life. This is just a stepping stone for you, young man. You have a bright, bright future. You stay the course. Put God first and stay the course, and we'll probably see you on Divorce or something like that, looking like a little young Luther Vandross or something. I don't know. But congratulations, Caitlin.
Thank you, President Lofton. Prior to anyone else, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, really quick. I forgot. I got so choked up in my emotions. I'm sorry, President. That Mr. Gilwood did specifically call me. He couldn't be here. He's on the flight, but he called before to remind me to make sure I personally tell you congratulations and how proud he is of you. Especially, you know, he's all into choir and competitions and everything else, and he says that you are just an amazing person, and he definitely wanted me to go on record at this meeting if he was already on his flight and let you know how happy he was of you. So I had to make sure I say that.
Wonderful. Before you all gather for the picture, there are some special people here, and I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge them. Kaylin's principal is here. Ms. Baptiste is in the room. I don't think that Dr. Small made it, but he sent his love and commendations earlier. Kaylin's parents and grandparents are in the room as well, and I'd like to ask them, and great-grands, I'd like to ask them to stand as well. We love you all. And everyone else is a part of the village. Thank you all so much for this opportunity and for putting your support with this gentleman. Dr. Brown.
Dr. Brown.
Yeah, I just want to also join in with everyone else who's spoken to say congratulations. Very proud of you. And by the way, he is a good football player too.
Congratulations. Thank you. We'll take this. You take the picture now or later?
You may want to speak and then take the picture and then they can.
Thank you to everyone that is here that could not make it, that sent their regards. And like everyone stated, I'm well mannered and all of those other things, but I wouldn't be a great person if I didn't honor my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who gives me the strength to do all that I do, who allows me to wake up in the morning, put food on my table, clothes on my back, and shoes on my feet. And if it wasn't for him, I would not be here. None of us would be here. And I want to give all praises to him. I understand that everyone is congratulating me, but I want to give all praises to him because that is who it is due to. And that is all that I have.
The boy preaching already. What I told you? He's preaching already.
Stay tuned for part 2 in December, where Kalen Gardner Jr. will be one of the featured soloists with the Symphony of Southeast Texas at the Motiva concert. Thank you very much.
Photo?
It's time. If family members, y'all want to come take the photo this time, I can.
They'll come down and get a portrait with you. Maybe we let the family go first, and then you join them.
Oh, what? We got-
No, I mean, y'all can go to
act like you got some sense now.
I don't see everybody, maybe just tighten up a little bit. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And hold it, because I have 2 different cameras. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Where's the board? Oh. I thought the board was gonna take a picture. Oh. Can we get the board to come down?
They want to stand up, they say you can do it, them standing up behind.
Oh, y'all can stand in the window, as long as it's a window.
Oh, they gonna come down. You wanna sit in this one? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I think that's perfect.
Ready? Jakari. Jakari, step closer to Ms. Batiste a little bit. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Now, Mr. Gardner, go to that mic and bless us.
Right on, King Jesus. No man can hinder me. Right on, King Jesus. Right on. No man can hinder me.
Kaylin Gardner Sr., your turn.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on. All right, now we'll move
Okay,
to
we're not report.
staff report.
We're still
with
on
Ms.
staff reports.
Hazel Lott.
Okay, we'll ask Mrs. Lott to share with us all of the wonderful things that have been going on in the Port Arthur Independent School District thus far.
While we are moving to the first slide, I would just like to add that Kaylin is also Mr. Top Team. And he is also, I believe, the president of the Christian Club at Wilson Early College.
Hold up, Ms. Lott, the microphone is not on. Mr. Lee, can you help us with Ms. Lott?
Okay, this report is since we last met, which will cover August 26th through September 24th. And as you can tell from the first slide, we have been all over the newspaper and the television news all month. For the month of September, we've had 10 observances. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, Sickle Cell Awareness, National Childhood Cancer Awareness. We celebrated Labor Day. We remembered 9/11. Hispanic Heritage Month started on September 15th. We celebrated National Arts and Education Week. This Monday was Education Technology Day yesterday. And we will also be celebrating National Teachers Assistant Day. And we have celebrated National Information Technology Professionals Day on September 17th. So a lot of things to celebrate throughout the month of September. Our Abraham Lincoln Fine Arts Academy celebrates AVID every Thursday, and AVID is a college readiness program. So every Thursday they wear college t-shirts and paraphernalia, and they give tips and tidbits about college readiness and preparing for college. Terrell Elementary highlights teachers every week in showing where they went to college and what degree they earned from that particular institution. In the top right, the first picture is College T-shirt Day at Port Acres Elementary. And the top right corner, we have a young lady who attends Port Acres Elementary who was on the social media platform for Brown Girls Do Dance, which is Brown Girls Do Ballet, which is a very popular social media platform because she is a ballet dancer. And the post was about handy-capable ballet dancers. So even with her being in a wheelchair, she's still able to perform beautifully as a dancer. At the bottom, we see students remembering 9/11, students learning about counting money. Sam Houston Elementary celebrated National Dot Day. And here are more pictures. We have kindergartners from Booker T. Washington celebrating Arts and Education Week at the top. And then we have Students of the Month from Wilson Early College, Terrell Elementary's top IXL leaderboard winners, The Memorial High School has started doing science challenge games during lunch. At the bottom right, Wilson Early College Memorial and Memorial 9 attended a student activities conference at Lone Star College in Houston. The bottom left middle, they are leaving notes for National Suicide Prevention Month to encourage students who may be having suicidal thoughts. And then Wilson Early College had some students who attended Entergy's Roadshow event in the Woodlands. And some of those students are students who are wanting to go into engineering. And then we have a teacher and a student from Alpha celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. We celebrated the retirement of Mr. Weibel, who was our former interim director of human resources. We had some nurses and representatives from the district who attended the Southeast Texas Mental Health Conference. Every Wednesday in September, we have been wearing gold to support childhood cancer awareness. Our Human Resources Department has started a campaign to recruit people to come and work for the district. So they made a little TikTok video that we posted on social media, and it was our version of the Just Give Me My Money TikTok video that went viral. And we have some students from Port Acres Elementary who were visited by a bearded dragon. We have our first known scholarship recipient from Wilson Early College, Melanie Hernandez, who received a $25,000 scholarship. Tia Johnson, who is a news reporter and anchor for Channel 12 News, visited the audio video students at the CTE campus. Sam Houston has a wall dedicated to character education, and it's a photo opportunity where we want the students to be the I in kind. So the student takes a picture in the place of the letter I so that they are being the I in kind. The bottom left, students at Travis Elementary adopted pets for their classroom, and it's hermit crabs. And then the bottom right, Memorial and Wilson students attended a college and career fair at the high school. These students are now English 3 students at Memorial High School. It's 24 students, but last spring when they were in English 2, they submitted short stories. The topic was a 100-word essay about being trapped, and these students' essays were selected to be published in a biannual book from Young Writers of the United States of America. And here they are with their certificates stating that their short stories were selected to be published. In our athletics, right now we have cross-country, track, volleyball, and football going on. Our JV volleyball team came in 4th place at the LCM tournament. They came in 3rd place at the Silsbee tournament. 2 of our players made the all-tournament team for that particular tournament, and our freshman came in 2nd place at the Silsbee tournament. Dr. Crochet at Terrell came in 1st place in a marathon that she ran. And then we have our Titan football players that were named to the Beaumont Enterprise preseason Super Bowl football team. And at the bottom, we have 5 players that were also named the highest recruits in Southeast Texas. Our Memorial High School marching heat, the twirlers and the flags, they have their own social media account now called the Sizzling Silks and Twirling Delivery. So this is where you can follow them on social media. They've introduced all of the members, and they post videos of their performances and celebrate when the girls are accomplishing things on the field and in the classroom. Here is a picture of 2 of our cross-country track athletes who placed in a recent meet, and then we had this young lady and another young lady. The following week, they also placed 11th and 15th in another Anahuac cross-country meet. Our middle school students are also in volleyball and football season, and Thomas Jefferson volleyball team has been posting their victories on social media. The bottom right, our NJROTC students created the table of the missing soldier for in remembrance of 9/11, and they created a video and they talked about 9/11 and what the table meant and the objects on the table. Every Monday we post This Week in Sports to let people know what competitions are going on throughout the week. And we also are promoting the fact that we are moving to cashless and how you can purchase tickets to any of our athletic events online through hometown ticketing. This Saturday, we will be having our homecoming parade and a community pep rally, and it's also a community fun day. So the parade will start at 10 a.m. and go down Proctor to the pavilion, where we will have a pep rally, and we will have vendors, playhouses, a DJ, and a whole lot of fun activities going on until 2 o'clock in the afternoon this weekend. And then last Friday, Lincoln had their homecoming dance. This Saturday, the high schools will have their homecoming dance, and then next Friday, Thomas Jefferson will have their homecoming dance. So everybody's celebrating homecoming 2024 in a big way. These are some of our community engagement posts. We've started back with the Wellness Wednesday posts to promote mental health and wellness. We've been heavily advertising our curriculum night and open house to let everyone know that yes, we are open. We're opening up the schools for in-person open house and curriculum night. So that will be October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd from 5 to 7. And we've been heavily promoting because parents have been wanting to come in. And so yes, we're open. And then the high school is having a Dads and Dominoes and Dialogue event that Saturday after the open houses. So we've been heavily promoting that as well. Campuses have been having fundraisers tonight. If we get out a little early, we have until 8 o'clock to support the class of 2025 at Raising Cane's. We informed the community about our truancy policy, and we restarted with the Titan question of the week that we hope will engage our community to follow us on social media and engage in some fun comments. We had a really popular one last Thursday. I didn't know it was going to be that popular. We asked, what was your favorite song that the band played in high school? And people just was listing the whole laundry list of songs I had never even heard of. But it's a good way to bring back the memories of when we were in high school. And we've also been letting parents know that they can request to have their kids tested for gifted and talented. The window will close on October 4th for those requests for testing. And we've had a total of 22 newspaper articles, 4 television news stories, 16 all-call communications, and that includes letting the parents know about the truancy policy, the cashless transition, our weather alerts, and any type of crisis communication, and also about our open houses coming up. The media team has put out 11 videos, and that includes the Students of the Week video that they produce every week. And our alumni, we had one alumni who attended Lakeview Elementary, so she donated school supplies, backpacks, and a financial donation for her birthday this year. Her name is Dr. Jenny Lee, and she has a chiropractic business in Houston. And then we had Cameron Leday, who became a member of the Southeast Texas YPO. And then we have Donald Narcisse, who will be inducted into the TSU Football Hall of Fame. And then our most popular Facebook content was the cross-country track meet results from last Friday, the Titan question of the week about the band songs. And then we have started back with our football scoreboards every Friday after the game. Unfortunately, we did lose some family members, so we honored the memory of Ronald Taylor Sr., Donna Gilliott, Richie Williams, and Neldia Ross. And that concludes my report.
As you see, board members, we have been busy. Very quickly, as we conclude the first 6 weeks of our school, our students have settled into their routines and adapted to using Chromebooks, tablets, and textbooks. We are actively collaborating with all instructors, particularly our new and adjunct teachers, as we recognize the importance of strengthening their knowledge base. We understand that we have to work with them, and our curriculum supervisors are doing an excellent job at working with our new and adjunct teachers. Our principals are reporting that our adjunct teachers are working diligently and effectively in the classroom. Our primary focus remains student achievement. We are diligently aligning our teaching practices with the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills curriculum standards. By emphasizing strong instruction in the classroom, we aim to prepare our students for academic success across all areas, including the STAR and EOC exams. Our teachers are committed to regularly assessing student knowledge, using data to inform instruction, and providing targeted support. We are shifting our mindset to prioritize holistic development of our students, recognizing that while state assessments are important, they represent just a small part of student life. The STAR and EOC is not the only thing that measures a student's success. And we have to change our mind shifts on that. For so long, that is what our federal and local governments have told us, that if a student passes STAR EOC, they're automatically a success, and that is not true. We're also enhancing small group instruction in our classrooms, which requires careful planning, practice, and deep understanding of the curriculum. As our teachers become more comfortable with this approach, we're beginning to see positive results. We emphasize that teachers must be well-versed in their content they are teaching, as our smart, as you've seen tonight, and inquisitive students can easily discern when their instructors are knowledgeable and confident in their subject areas. If we have teachers that are not competent or knowledgeable in their content area, our students understand that. And typically that becomes a discipline problem. We are insisting that our teachers understand what they're teaching, do homework. Teachers have to do their homework as well in order to come into the class and be prepared. Teachers need to prepare before they get there. You cannot come into a classroom and not be prepared and expect to have total discipline of our students. So we are insisting, once again, that they understand what they're teaching. We're dedicated to strengthening communication with our parents and the community. Last week, Mrs. Rhonda Calco hosted a Title I face-to-face meeting with parents that attracted a standing-only room crowd. Parents were enthusiastic and asked insightful questions. We are working towards establishing designated times for parents to connect with their child's teacher and visit our buildings. While safety remains our primary concern, we believe that with proper protocols in place, we can balance community engagement with the safety of our staff and students. We understand the importance of communicating with parents and community, but we have to find a balance where parents and community can come inside the building, where our staff and students will continue to be safe. We will not ignore the fact that this year, this school year alone, we have had 5 murders, Georgia and in Maryland. We just don't know when it's going to happen, but we have to put things in place that will mitigate those things from happening if we can. Our job and our hope that each day we can send staff and students home to their parents the same way they came to us. So we understand that parents want to come into the schools. We understand that, but they have to give us some time to get acclimated to this new normal of students and adults walking into a classroom and taking the life of educators and students. Mark your calendars for the upcoming, as Mrs. Lott said, curriculum night open house on Tuesday, October 1st. Will be elementary night, Wednesday, October 2nd, middle school open house, and Thursday, October 3rd, high school. That is a face-to-face, come out, talk to us. Let's see how many parents come. I know Coach Red will be there. So I'm not sure about anyone else, but we want them to come out. They've been hollering about they want to come into the schools. Let's see how many will come to the schools. You are invited on those particular nights between 5 and 7. We're not saying you will have that opportunity to come all day, every day. Teachers are teaching. We want you to come, but there has to be protocols in place. I'm going to ask Dr. Owens to talk a little bit about what our curriculum supervisors are doing inside the classroom to help our teachers to become efficient, become more efficient in the delivery of instruction.
Thank you, Dr. Portery. Good evening, President Lofton and board members. As Dr. Portery mentioned, our curriculum staff, curriculum supervisors, the whole department, including myself, we're approaching campuses. We're doing walkthroughs. Because there's so many schools and so many teachers, what we do is we rotate among each other, among the schools. We observe classroom instruction and the implementation of the curriculum. After we observe classroom instruction, what's going on, what we do is we debrief with the principal, the IC, the instructional coach, whoever, the AP, and discuss things that we see in the classroom, follow up with a written debriefing of what we saw. Then we follow it up with a debriefing with the teachers. We provide the feedback of what we're seeing, what we're not seeing. And then after that, what we're doing is we're meeting with the teachers. We are discussing with them, especially if they're needing some kind of, things that some growths. And then we provide feedback, suggestions, and that includes modeling lessons. We go in there and model lessons for teachers. We provide direct instructional support. In addition to that, the supervisors are taking new teachers, adjunct teachers, to the different campuses where they have veteran, high-functioning teachers, and so that they can observe other teachers in the district and how they, do lessons and what lessons look like. In addition to that, we are meeting with principals at the beginning of every 9th week, and we provide what we call calling them curriculum talk, roundtable talks where we're discussing curriculum. We're looking at what's going to be offered in the curriculum for each content area for K through 12th grade, and discuss things this is what you should be seeing in the classroom. This is what you should be the look for, is that what we call it, the highly tested TEKS, those standards, the skills that they need to be looking at in the classroom. And so we're collaborating. We're also administering common assessments. We're giving them every 3 weeks so that we can see. And what they are is those assessments. So we have a lesson that we're teaching, and so by the end of the 3rd week, that teacher, we will see how the student is doing on what the teacher has taught for those 3 weeks. And then from there, we come up with a plan to reteach if the student is not mastering that skill or that standard. So it's a spiral review, constantly looking at the data. Every 3 weeks, we're looking at, those checkpoints, as common assessments, whatever you can call them, there are different names. And then we're spiraling back to reteaching whatever it is that those skills that students are missing. And so our target, again, like Dr. Porter mentioned, is 70% or higher. So as I've been saying, the work is pretty much, it's a cycle. We do this every day, every week. In addition to that, we're meeting in PLCs, which is the professional learning communities. And in these small communities, providing professional development to teachers. We're modeling, discussing strategy, looking at lesson plans. In addition, some of the supervisors are doing book studies, assisting with lesson plans, offering, continued targeted support to improve teacher effectiveness and student achievement, because that's where it is. So we are working very diligently to make sure our teachers are becoming very efficient and targeting those skills that if they need growth in. So it's just a constant support, cyclical support to at the campuses. So do you have any questions?
I want, before the questions, I want Dr. Owens to describe a little bit. When we asked you all to approve adjunct teachers, we told you that we would give them the support that they needed. We told you that they, especially our new teachers as well. So they have come up with the new teacher adjunct academy, and this is going to be mandatory. We're not saying that if you want to come, you need to come, and we're offering it, and it is a mandatory academy. So if you speak a little bit on that.
Yes, sir. So we have 6 sessions, and some of our teachers who come are, they are coming from the field with no experience in education or content. So what we're doing is we're focusing on
we have topics. So for example, the first topic that even though we've already addressed some of these in our new teacher at the beginning of the school year, we're like honing down on those skills. For example, classroom management. Okay, so today we're going to focus completely on classroom management. What is it that you're doing? Having those discussions. The next topic might be focusing on completely lesson plan. How do we take the text, the standard, and write those lesson plans to make sure that they are, understanding what those TEKs and those standards are requiring us to do. We have, how to handle special education students, how to read an IEP, which is the instructional plan for our educational students, how to work with students, bilingual students, or now they're called emergent bilingual, who come here with no language. So how do we work with those, a teacher who comes and a student doesn't speak English, how do we work with these things? So we have a series of these topics that we're going to make sure that, the teachers are, understanding is specifically geared to make sure that we hit those things that are highly important in our district, but for things that new teachers and adjunct teachers need.
Okay. Any questions? We'll move on to the next.
Any questions from any board members?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Owens. There was a question from the board as to what we are doing for the 2024 election. So we want to answer your questions. I'm going to ask Mr. Lee to come forward, and he's going to do a short presentation on which I think is incredible. I think it's fun. I think it's going to be great. So I've asked him, and it was short notice that I asked him when he shared it with me. I said, well, you have to share this with the board because it was a question from the board. So when you have a question for us, we try to answer you as completely and clearly as we can. Some of you may not understand, but we have to understand.
Okay.
Mr. Lee.
So good evening in all about 5 minutes. Good evening to Dr. Porter, to the school board, to the parents, students, and my colleagues, and to the executive team. And surprise to you, Dr. Owens. I'm here tonight to speak on a capstone activity that's upcoming with in elementary for social studies. And the activity is going to be, what is pre-K through 5th grade's most favorite ice cream flavor? Okay, the purpose of this activity is because recently the state has completed writing and adopting the standards for social studies. However, we don't have much published content, meaning new textbooks out yet. So everything kind of has to be homemade. So these are the new skills, kindergarten through 5th grade, as well as the current skills in place for our pre-K babies at Wheatley and in all pre-K classrooms. So we're going to address these new TEKs, these new skills with this capstone activity. The students will learn why their vote really counts. They will learn and see the electoral college in its full effect, and they will learn how to apply these skills that they're learning about good citizenship, meaning being informed and communicating with local representatives. So they'll get a chance to interact with this on a personal basis. So they'll learn about just the 3 major political parties as the data shows, and we're going to transfer that into, well, what are going to be the 3 parties for the ice cream? So we'll have the standard party, chocolate, mango, strawberry, vanilla, or they can do it right in. We would do the mix-in parties, birthday cake, chocolate chip cookie dough, cookies and cream, mint chocolate chip, strawberry cheesecake, or right in. Or we have the extravagant party, Cheetos flaming hot ice cream, dill pickle flavored ice cream, Kraft macaroni and cheese flavored ice cream, pink lemonade pop rocks, and Thanksgiving dinner as a write-in. All right. So this will be the schedule. Monday, October 7th will be their deadline to register to vote. For them to register to vote, they have to do a performance assessment. They have to be able to tell their teacher, what is my lunch number and how do I spell my name? Now, for older students, we would actually want them to actually know their address and at least one of their parents' phone numbers, or in this case, their own phone number. So the first day of early voting for the primaries will be October 17th, and it will close on October 21st. And then the first day of the final election early voting will be October 31st, and this will culminate on November 4th, so that they will be interested to see what happens in our world on November the 5th. So we always have these headlines scrolling across the bottom. So teachers, when they present this to the students will know what's expected of them. And the process will be, just like I said, how to register. So also the election process, pre-K and kindergarten will do mail-in ballots. So they will actually do their election on the mail-in ballot, and the teacher will enter it in for them. Okay, so teacher input is required. But 1st through 5th grade will actually do it through Google Forms. Each campus will get a specific URL for a certain reason. It is because we have taken the school zones and have built our electoral college off of it, so students in older grade levels will understand the math behind 435 representatives, where we take the student enrollment for each campus and the fraction of it, the proportion of it to the total elementary enrollment is how each campus was assigned their electoral, their number of representatives. To make the math, each campus also gets 11 senators, and the admin building gets 4. So that equals 538. So then the students will get a chance to meet the candidates, and in talking about this, they will see things in ice cream that they didn't know existed, and they'll question why it's salt in there, and they'll learn some things while we put salt in certain sweet foods, and it just makes it work. So there's a little bit of science, a little bit of math, a little bit of everything in there. So of course we have the primaries, and then we will have the final election. I surely hope I didn't take too much of your time. And I don't know on the day we do this if it'll be 91 degrees that day, but that's what the weather's been like lately. So, so thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Board members, as you can see, we have been busy, and I will say this, we are proud of our entire staff. They have worked extremely hard. The first 6 weeks have been incredible. So we have started strong, and we intend to end stronger. That concludes our report.
Thank you, Dr. Portery. Now we have the minutes. Consider if appropriate, approve minutes of the August 22nd, 2024 Board of Trustees meeting.
So move for approval. Second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Narcisse and second by Vice President Johnson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next, we have the consent agenda. The following items, which are of a routine and/or recurring nature, have been designated consent agenda items by the board president per policy BE local. All of the items in the consent agenda will be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a trustee, in which event the item or items will be withdrawn immediately for individual consideration in its normal sequence after the items not requiring separate discussion have been acted upon. I'll give you a few minutes to look over 1 through 14, if we're needing one full.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I'd like to pull out consent agenda item number 14.
okay. Any other items? So we will vote items 1 through 13. Need a motion?
Motion
Second.
that we accept.
Motion made by Ms. Diane Brown, second by Mr. Barty. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 14 is to consider and if appropriate, approve resolution nominating individual or individuals as directed to serve as representative of conservation and reclamation districts.
Mr. President, I recuse myself from this vote.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
I need a motion.
Mr. President, I move to approve the resolution nominating 2 individuals as directors to serve as representatives of Conservation and Reclamation District for the Jefferson County Appraisal District.
Nominations made by Mr. Narcisse, second by Dr. Johnny Brown. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It passes. We have personnel.
President Lofton, I've given you and the board a list of teachers for consideration.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the teachers that's followed by the list of teachers that was given to us by the superintendent.
Need a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next.
President Lofton, I am asking for the approval for the Director of Transportation, Mr. Stan Stansel.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Johnson, second by Mr. Barty. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Information not reported.
The average daily enrollment, 7,774. Average daily attendance, 95.30%.
I will call for an adjournment at 7:29 p.m. Meeting has been adjourned. Thank you.